Hello, I'm looking forward to sharing you the versatility of our Springboard today. Now you can see I've only got a mat lying down here. We don't make the sort of elevated mat for this machine, and that's purely because I like to do a lot of standing work, and it changes the proportions of the springs and how things work. Purposely wanted the Springboard to rest on the ground for greater security. It also has a very ingenious system where there are literally only 4 screws that get screwed into the wall. So there's a spacer at the back that the board gets screwed into, and that gets screwed into the wall. It means that it can sit over skirting boards. Now you can see I don't have a very big skirting board there, but it means that you can make it rest on the ground. It's a lot more secure, and this thing isn't going to come off the wall anytime soon. With the machine, you have 4 springs, and you can order additional springs if you want to. So there are 2 long light springs or yellow springs, and then we have a blue, which is again a sort of, I hesitate to call it a medium, it's sort of just a little bit heavier than light, and then the red, which is the sort of medium springs. I'm not a lover of very heavy springs. I find that I don't need any more than this to make the machine work, but should you want extra, we can order the springs for you. I'm also very proud to say that these springs are manufactured in New Zealand by a very, very good spring maker on the North Island. So as far as possible, we've tried to keep everything that we produce New Zealand made. So here is the roll down bar that comes with your Springboard, and it's very simple. You just take that off, and then you can add your loops and just lowering them down, and you'll see there are many more attachments or sort of ring hooks here, because I wanted a lot more versatility to the Springboard. There are also quite a few central hooks, so that, if you want to do sidekick lying on your side and only use a central hook, you can. So you were not constrained by having to switch the springs from side to side. I like using the long leg springs when we're doing leg work, so that's absolutely perfect here. Really easy to obviously remove when you don't need them. Then for all of your tower work, I don't think we need the handle for this one. So again, up to you where you place that spring. And you can be sitting on the ground doing many of the exercises. You could also be standing. You can raise your bar to above, or you can lower it to the one below. So there are 3 settings for your tower bar. So you can set them up whichever way you want. If you want to do more standing work, I'd raise it. And it literally, you just use these little knobs here, and you pull out. The sleeves hold everything in place, so there's no rattling, and it makes it nice and secure. You take the pole out and put it in. So obviously I have to do it from the other side because I've got my wall unit here as well. If you've got somebody who's taller, or if you don't want to waste time moving your tower bar, you can just take the spring across, and then you have sort of a little bit more resistance, but you also have more height. So that makes that super easy. Then of course we have our safety chain here for any bottom loaded work that you want to do. And there's a handy hook at the bottom for you to be able to just attach your spring, and you can do all of your bottom loaded work. Obviously you can't do monkey or anything like that hanging off the edge of the Cadillac, but you can do most things that you would be able to do on your Cadillac with this beautiful Springboard. So I love the Springboard. I use it all the time. I don't think there's a session that I do that doesn't include anything on the Springboard, because it allows me to do a lot more vertical work with my clients. and integrate what we've learned on the other machines into a standing format. It also saves a lot of space. My studio is actually quite small, and so having the ability to use these two boards, even when I'm doing training courses, although I've got the full Cadillac in the other room, it means that I can then have multiple people working out instead of just having one, and also a fraction of the cost of a large Cadillac. So there we go. There is the beautiful Springboard.